Cummins from the south end. Nice solid defensive shot. Nicked it! Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one. That's gone. Couldn't ask for an easier catch.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
Immediately underway with some runs.
Yep, struck it nicely. Could go to the boundary.
Fielders there in the covers, but they put it right into the gap. That's a beautiful shot.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Edged it. Now then, was there a faint edge? Out! Simple catch, and the keeper makes no mistake.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
Beaten on the drive.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
End of the over. 7 off it. India are 104 for 5. Super shot, that.
Straight through the line of the ball, right out of the middle of the bat.
That's off the middle of the bat.
Found the middle of the bat. Great timing, lovely front foot shot that has raced to the boundary.
Solid defence, very compact.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Hit that hard, nailed it.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there's no point in chasing that.
Cummins, I don't think will be too happy with their bowler at the moment.
I'm not sure what happened with that delivery. Maybe trying to do a slower ball. Just got it all wrong.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
No!
Right out of the textbook. Off the middle, and it flew to the boundary.
That's the over. India are 121 for 5. Misses everything. Wow, that's missed the lot.
Just need to settle down. The timing's off. These deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads.
Got right in behind it.
Just threw the shot too early. Short and wide, did well to get some bat on that.
The over ends with no change to the scoring. After some superb bowling, it looks tough to find ways of getting the ball away. The right-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the northern end. Great shot, great timing.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Doesn't beat the infield.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap.
Good looking shot, back into position easily and timed it beautifully.
A little bit short, not horribly short, moves the feet well and the hands even better. Umpire signals wide, such a poor delivery. Really need to work out what actually went wrong there.
Timed that perfectly.
Well, a lovely shot, really good timing, out of the middle, and it raced to the boundary.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Waiting.
Great shot. Placement exquisite.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
End of the over. A good one in terms of keeping the batters quiet. Just needed to take a wicket to make it an excellent one. Drives and misses everything.
Oh, didn't get the feet moving. Played down the wrong line. Threw the hands at it. Got nothing on the ball.
Oh boy, that's really high. This might be gone.
That was a lovely strike down the ground. Managed it so easily.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
Just threw the shot too early.
Lovely shot back past the bowler. Runs to be had here.
Now that's a difficult shot to get right. Straight back at the bowler with a lot of pace, and the covering fielder had no chance.
Couldn't get it through the field.
Well, not a great delivery. Got it full. Lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
End of the over. 8 runs coming from it. India are 146 for 5. Brilliant shot, that.
Found the gap with ease. Wasn't the worst ball you'll see, but it still raced to the rope. A lovely shorter ball, just keeping them honest. Still got a chance to use another one in this over. Misses out there on the short and wide one. A bit of a mix-up. They'll need to improve their communication.
Bowling. Wait.
Great shot through the gap.
Solid partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Bowling.
Hazelwood with a superb delivery. Got them trying to drive, but messing everything up.
Yep.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running. That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
India get through another over. Only one from it.
55 for 5.
Yep.
Got that away nicely.
Well, that was just a super shot. Plays a straight one and it's raced to the boundary. Beautiful on drive. A reckless heave. This batter is usually a bit more elegant in their stroke play than this. Poor batting.
Wait there.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Not a great delivery. Got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Edged. Loud appeal. And safely taken by the keeper.
Really getting into the tail enders now. 6th wicket gone. There's not a lot left in this lineup.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled. That sees the completion of the over. A good one too. Not many opportunities to score. They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
No!
A couple on offer here.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more. Well, that was just an awesome delivery. Whiz past the batsman. The umpire says that's the first of 2.
Wait there.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary. Tried to get the drive away, timed it poorly, lucky to survive. A little late on that, no run scored.
Not taken. A boundary, but not a convincing one.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Bow. Yeah.
There'll be runs here.
Just strayed a little bit to the leg side and that's been thrashed away through the onside.
Finds the edge. The whole team goes up for that one. They feel pretty confident about this. Gone! What a catch, diving across. Looked for all money as if it was going through. With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up. Finds the fielder with that shot. Hit right on the body. Misjudged it a bit, maybe. But couldn't seem to get out of the way. That will have hurt.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
Timed that brilliantly.
That shot brings up 50. Raises the bats and appreciation from the fans in the crowd.
Just about timed that perfectly.
Well, these are the sorts of shots you just stand and admire. Gets onto the back foot and rolls the wrists to keep control and find the boundary.
Hazelwood has had a pretty good over. Just needed a bit more luck to find a wicket.
I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
Misjudged that and takes a hit on the body. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. You've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again. Right out of the middle.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
Bowler is confident on this one. Can't see why this would be overturned. Looks to have struck right in front.
How close is that? Could be the wicket. Nothing picked up from the bat. This could spell trouble. Nothing wrong with the impact. Would it hit the wickets, though?
A brilliant decision to review. They bat on. Nicely played.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Lyon into the attack now from the south end. Straight to the fielder. It mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple. There'll be one run here for them.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
Confident appeal. Could it be? The keeper seems convinced this is out. Could be worthwhile sending it to the third umpire.
Well, the margin in this game can be so fine. And it's unfortunate in the end, but if you're the batter, you're still there.
It wasn't a great decision to start with. Not surprised to see the umpire's decision stand. They'll get at least one.
Got their head right in line with the ball. A beautiful strike there down the ground.
Onto the front foot. Super shot. Should be four. Quick onto that in the infield.
Negated the spin well then. Got nicely on top of the bounce.
7 runs added there. India are 194 for 7.
You just can't hit it any better than that. Drilled it. No chance there for the fielders.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
It was a shorter ball, but seen really early. Quickly onto the back foot and powered over the boundary for 6.
Nice solid defensive shot. Good shot. It's found the gap.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was no point chasing that.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
just missed the line. Not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that gnaw.
Playing all their shots in that over. A very expensive over. Really good shot there.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Middle that one. Great timing.
Those runs bring up the 50 partnership between these
A
two.
really good 50 partnership. These two are looking strong. And it's going to take something special to break it up.
Solid defence. Very compact.
Right over the top of it. Nicely smothering the spin there.
Got right in behind it.
Bowling.
Over. India are 220 for 7. The right-arm fast bowler is coming into the attack from the northern end.
Wait.
Caught first ball of the new over. What a disappointment.
Well, the end of an entertaining performance with the bat. Certainly a good wicket to get. The runs were really starting to flow.
Yeah.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Go.
Immediately underway with some runs.
Wow, that's missed a lot.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Gets onto the back foot quickly, and that's just flown.
Everything was right about it. The footwork to get back, and then the bat coming through the ball beautifully. That's a tough call for the bowler. I thought that was there to be hit.
Super piece of timing.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
End of the over. India are 230 for 8. Lyon from the south end.
Yeah.
An example of how good the modern player is at sliding across the outfield.
Onto the front foot and punched it nicely. Would have hoped to find the rope.
Nice shot. Runs possible. Out. Pretty straightforward catch in the end.
Another one goes off to the sheds. That's 9 down. Some good bowling finding this tail out, and it certainly feels like this is close to finishing.
Yeah.
Goes up and over for 6. That's the positive option.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Crunch on the front foot and bang. Gone all the way.
Yeah.
A real beauty. Just times it so well.
pushed onto the front foot and presented the full face of the bat.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
That's a tough call for the bowler. I thought that was there to be hit.
Yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive. That's tea. Australia have shown everyone that they are a force to be reckoned with. Magnificent cricket that can only be watched and admired. Time for a break. See you soon.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yeah.
Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one. Super catch. That total just means the bowlers have really got to be on their game. Feels a really below par score. Here we are for the last innings. We've not even completed day 2. The lead is small and very catchable, but after what we've seen in the last couple of days, wouldn't like to guess the result.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely, just too early on the shot, couldn't find a gap. Great bowling, really hitting their straps.
Yep.
Well placed, should get a single.
Australia get underway, easy as you like, with a single.
Harris comes out to bat in a bit of form, but it'll be interesting to see how they go today.
You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper. Very full, sprayed the ball a bit, but they're content leaving it alone.
Just the 1 run off the over. Australia are 1 for none. The right armour is coming into the attack from the south end. Going with spin now.
Wait.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Warner shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it. Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Yep.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Well bowled. Well bowled.
Didn't hit that well. Very late playing that shot.
Nice bowling.
3 added in that over. Australia are 4 for none.
Nice bowling. Well bowled.
Just slowing things down, nothing too risky on that delivery, just keeping the bowler honest.
Yes.
Great shot through the gap.
Well, that was a very solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot And that raced away for 4.
Nice bowling.
Right on top of the spin. Keeps it out well.
Yes.
Puts in a slightly shorter ball, and it seems so early. Got onto the back foot so quickly and just pushes it away behind square.
5 runs in that over. Australia are 9 for none. Couldn't get it through the field.
A little late on that, no run scored.
Yes.
Timed it nicely. They'll look for a couple, you'd think.
Keep us in.
It was slightly shorter, but it was seen early. Got onto the back foot quickly. Just pushed it away behind square.
Wait. Oh, well bowled.
Doing well to clamp down out there. 3 consecutive dots, and the batters have lost any momentum they might have had.
That's the over. Australia are 11 for none.
Wait.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Bowling. Yeah.
Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary.
Ball us in.
A couple on offer here.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
The match comes to a close, and they've done exactly what they came here to do. They've won easily and convincingly in a completely one-sided affair.
That's all from us in the commentary box. It's Good morning and welcome. You join us for this match between South Africa and Pakistan.
There'll be plenty in this pitch for the bowlers. If they can expose this lineup while the ball is still new, they should put themselves into a great position with the bat later on in the day.
Nice solid defensive shot.
Looking very solid to start the team's innings.
Solid defence, very compact. Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary. There'll be one run here for them.
South Africa get underway easy as you like with a single.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength.
Yeah.
Big edge. Where's that going?
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Got right in behind it. Good shot. It's found the gap. A couple on offer here.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
7 runs added there. South Africa are 7 for none. The right-arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the Paddington end. Bowled him! Beauty! Absolute beauty!
It's the wicket they so desperately wanted. They've removed a real threat before they could get going.
New batter comes to the crease. Never an easy time to come in after the fall of a wicket. Beaten on the drive.
Tried to get the drive away, timed it poorly, lucky to survive.
Digs it out well. End of the over and a wicket has fallen. Brilliant over. No runs added to the score. A freebie from the Randwick end. Really good shot there.
That was a beautiful bit of fielding in the deep, straight over the stumps. Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running.
Finds the fielder with that shot. Huge appeal. That's just outrageous.
Well, that is a disappointing end. No score. Threw the bat at it and ended up with a nice take. A batter of this quality shouldn't be doing that.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Misses out there on the short, wide one.
A wonderful delivery to get the edge. You've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again. Fantastic catch.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
Difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to set themselves up before facing their first ball. Misses everything.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yes.
Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
No!
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Wait on. Yeah.
Chance to run two.
Power.
Drives and misses everything.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Waiting.
End of the over, 6 off it. South Africa are 16 for 3.
Yes.
Perfect technique and placement.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Wait, yeah.
Does very well to get quickly across to that one.
Exquisitely down the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Wait on.
Not a great delivery. Got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Wait.
Super piece of timing.
Well, it was hammered away, timed perfectly and placed into the gap.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Yes.
Picks the gap perfectly.
No.
Over. South Africa are 27 for 3.
Yes.
Got all of it and in for 6.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake.
Didn't hit that well very late in playing the shot. Not a great shot in the end. Practices the shot again. Just need to keep their head down now.
Yeah.
Great shot through the gap.
Didn't need to bother about running with timing like that.
Nassim shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots, just need to tighten their areas now.
Yep.
Got that away nicely.
Short and crunched away. Only had to ease back onto the back foot and put it away.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries.
Yes.
It mightn't get to the boundary. Should at least get a couple.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key.
Yes.
Time that perfectly.
No.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for 4, driven away nicely.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Yeah.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
What a lovely shot. Really good timing out of the middle, and it raced to the boundary.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Oh, no.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Ahmed, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the Paddington end.
Oh, good ball.
Negated the spin well then. Got nicely on top of the bounce.
Out! What a catch!
It's the sort of dismissal that sees the momentum swing back to the bowler. Gone, but not for many.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled.
Waiting.
And again, see you later, 2 wickets on the trot.
Well, this is a fantastic wicket. Kept the runs down. Really didn't get settled. Looked to be in trouble, sadly, for most of the knock.
Thick edge.
Jansen gets off the mark.
Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting.
Catch it. Yes.
Nice shot.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
Pads that away.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any bat on that as they come through for the single.
8 runs added there. South Africa are 65 for 5. The right-arm fast bowler is coming into the attack from the Randwick end.
Yes.
There'll be runs here.
Bowler. No.
Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably expected more there.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed.
That was a lovely strike down the ground. Managed it so easily.
Waiting.
A beauty. Brilliant catch.
Well, the end of a productive innings. It didn't quite ignite into fireworks as we would have hoped, but still solid work.
Shamsi is new to the crease. They'll be keen to field bat on ball early on.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Up and over the top. There's always more room in the air. 1 bounce and 4. Fantastic shot.
Edged it. Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one. And gone straight to the keeper. On this pitch and in these conditions, it's going to take something really special from the bowlers to win this. Really needed more runs on the board. Pressure will be right on the bowlers if they don't find early wickets. Can't get that outside the ring field.
Lovely shot to start the innings. Unfortunate they just couldn't find a gap. Very full. Spray the ball a bit, but they're content leaving it alone. Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Waiting.
You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
End of the over. Beautiful bowling that just starts to build pressure on the batters. The team will be after a positive innings from this batter. A great opportunity to come in and put some runs on the board. The right armour is coming on to bowl from the Paddington end.
No interest in that one from the batter. Maharaj will be wanting to hone in on a better line and length to make them play next time.
Oh, well bowled.
Right over the top of it. Nicely.
Yes.
Great shot. Great timing.
That little bit of room, and you see how quickly the ball races away to the boundary. Really good boundary, square of the wicket. Well, that was just an awesome delivery. Whiz past the batsman. The umpire says that's the first of two.
Wait.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Yeah.
They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
No.
Good precision with the throw, back from the deep.
A big opportunity. They've worked hard in recent weeks. They should have the confidence to build an innings and get big runs on the board.
Yes.
Great shot. Placement exquisite.
It was lovely footwork. A great shot, a glorious shot actually, to get back and play it like that. A lovely shorter ball, just keeping them honest. Still got a chance to use another one in this over.
Wait on.
Bavuma shakes their head. He was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Wait. Yeah.
Caught. One of the easiest catches you'll see.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
Got right in behind it. End of the over. South Africa are 11 for 1.
Yes.
Brilliant shot that.
4 runs. They were so still at the crease. Just a slight movement forward. Fabulous shot.
Solid defence, very compact.
Markram shakes their head. It was there to hit, couldn't make the most of it.
Yep.
A real beauty, just times it so well.
Found the middle of the bat, great timing. Lovely front foot shot that's raced to the boundary.
Nice solid defensive shot.
Yeah.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Well, that's textbook perfect. A lovely drive through the covers, and no need for the fielders to chase that one.
A 3D, doing really well to keep the pressure on these two. Another good over of bowling.
Wait. Yep.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Yep. No.
And with that, they're off the mark.
Yes.
Really good shot there.
You could see by how it whistled away to the boundary just how sweetly this was timed.
Yes.
Struck it nicely. Could go to the boundary.
No.
There was minimal follow-through, just great timing to punch it through the field for 4.
Yes.
Gets onto the back foot quickly, and that's just flown.
Had all the time in the world to get in position to play that ball. Timed it nicely for 4 runs.
End of the over. 13 runs coming from it. South Africa are 36 for 1. Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder.
Good return, back from the deep. Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yes.
Super shot that.
Always back in the ball there. Drives the ball away nicely and picked the gap at cover very well.
Azam, I don't think will be too happy with their bowler at the moment. Misses everything.
Great bowling. Yep.
Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
No.
A couple on offer here.
A brilliant throw-in from the deep caps off what was a fabulous piece of fielding. Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Yeah.
Saw that early. No one's catching that. Great shot.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Yep.
Gets back and punches it beautifully.
It was timed well for 4. Gee, that was a good shot.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary.
Catch. Yep.
Super piece of timing.
No.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there's no point in chasing that.
Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single.
No.
There'll be 1 run here for them.
Yeah.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Good throw from the deep, on target. Built some momentum for the team with his 50 partnership. The team will be hoping now it can contribute to a very strong total.
We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
Yep.
That's off the middle of the bat.
That really wasn't a great delivery. Seen early, and it was dispatched with aplomb.
Yes.
That's an unbelievable shot into the crowd.
And that's the half century for this batsman.
Well, it's a case of blink and you miss it with this innings. 50 brought up, and what a devastating passage of play it's been.
Yeah.
Picks the gap perfectly.
Good throw from the deep, on target.
Good ball. Yep.
Super shot.
The short ball is picked up early. Not the best delivery, but it was certainly a very good shot to dispatch it.
Playing all their shots in that over. A very expensive over. Afridi, the left-arm pace bowler, is coming on to bowl from the Randwick end.
Yep.
Great shot through the gap.
Bowler. No.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Yeah.
Immaculate timing there.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
Yes.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary. Should at least get a couple.
It was in the gap, pretty much all the way along the ground to the boundary rope. Off to a good start now.
That's the over. South Africa are 89 for 1. Ahmed from the Paddington end.
Oh, ball. Yes.
Nice shot. Runs possible.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
Well taken. Had a lot of work to do and held on to a great catch.
A long walk back to the pavilion. This has not been a good knock. Not what you expect from someone of this skill level.
And with that wicket, the new batter will mark their guard. They just need to rotate the strike early on as they get settled.
No.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was no point chasing that.
Great shot. At least one on offer.
That was a solid shot. Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably deserved more from it.
Yes.
Absolutely nailed it.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant. And that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
14 runs added there. South Africa are 103 for 2.
Yes.
Times it nicely.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
A little short on that occasion. Needs to adjust the length slightly to be just a little fuller. Too short on this pitch, and as we've seen already, it makes it very easy to score.
Yep.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
It was just a little bit too full, and it was beautifully timed.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right. Eight runs added there. South Africa are 111 for 2. The session comes to an end, and there's been a lot to like about what we've seen. I'm off for a short break.